Hello everyone. Today, we follow the incredible efforts of a man who is building his own house from the ground up. No team, no fancy equipment, just his hands and the faithful companionship of his dog. The video opens with him placing the foundation beams into a pre-dug trench. Each heavy timber is carefully positioned, aligned and secured, forming the backbone of the structure above. This foundation work is crucial, not only for the stability of the floor, but also for the entire building that will rise from it. He installs each layer with precision, the first laying a solid structural frame, then carefully applying insulation between the beams. This step is essential for temperature, regulation, and comfort, especially in remote off-grid areas like the one where he works. He covers the entire floor with a waterproof membrane. This layer acts as a vital barrier against moisture, preventing water damage and extending the life of the structure. Watching him work, it is clear that every movement is carefully planned, each material chosen for durability and functionality. Throughout the process, he works entirely alone, except for his quiet companion, a dog who patiently watches over his surroundings. This companionship adds an emotional warmth to the otherwise strenuous work, highlighting the lonely yet peaceful nature of DIY projects. From the placement of the initial support beams to the final waterproofing layer, this section of the structure is a shining example of dedication, skill, and independence. The man's focus and technique reflect a deep understanding of structural integrity and environmental challenges. Using a manual winch system, he carefully hoists the massive logs into place, each one heavy, bulky, requiring both strength and control to move. This is not a rushed process. Every movement is carefully considered, every adjustment carefully calculated, as he slowly but steadily places the timbers that will form the walls of the structure. What follows is a masterclass in traditional carpentry. The man meticulously carves and planes each log to perfectly match the one below. This kind of craftsmanship requires not only technical ability, but also a deep understanding of the properties of wood, how it fits together, how it shifts, and how it weathers over time. As the walls are erected, we see him cut and fit the openings for the windows, shaping the logs around them with precision. The installation of the window frames marks a turning point in the construction process, transforming a raw wooden shell into something that begins to resemble a real home. What's most remarkable is that he did every step himself. There was no machinery whirring in the background, no team of workers, just one man, surrounded by woods, quietly and steadily building his dream with his own hands. The wild, natural setting tall pines, fresh air, and the silence of the woods added to the calm, determined atmosphere. It wasn't just building. It was a meditative process that reflected both mental focus and connection to the land. The man begins by using a hand-operated winch system and sturdy ropes to hoist the heavy logs and beams into place. The task requires not only strength, but also precise control, as each log must be aligned and secured at a considerable height. Once the main components are lifted, he meticulously shapes and assembles each part of the roof frame by hand. We watch as he carefully installs the ridge beams, cross braces, rafters, and purlins, each essential to distributing the weight and forming the skeleton of the roof. What stands out most is the methodical approach. Every measurement is precise, every notch and joint carefully carved to ensure stability and longevity. There is no rush. He climbs, adjusts, checks, and rechecks every connection. It is a slow, deliberate rhythm that reveals his deep understanding of wood and structural integrity. This is more than just roof construction. It's a one-man ballet of balance, planning, and execution. His movements reflect both experience and an unwavering work ethic, fueled by determination and self-reliance. The surrounding silence of the wilderness adds to the drama of the process. There are no distractions, just the creaking of wood, the strain of ropes, and the occasional bird call echoing through the trees. Each beam secured brings him one step closer to shelter, one step closer to home. This stage of construction demonstrates the mental and physical discipline required to build a roof by hand. It's a powerful example of human will and ingenuity at its finest. We begin by watching the man install long timbers, the narrow timbers that serve as a solid foundation for the roof layers. After the insulation is installed, the man moves on to installing the dark metal roofing panels. These panels are strong, weather-resistant, and durable, ideal for deflecting snow and rain. As he secures each panel, we see the attention to detail and skill that goes into each step. From screwing in the panels to aligning the edges, each step is done with an eye for quality and durability. But his work doesn't stop at the main roof. He also builds a smaller roof structure to cover the front porch. This includes adding rafters, ceiling boards, and smaller-scale roofing panels, all of which contribute to the functional and aesthetic balance of the home's overall design. To prepare the log house for winter, he focused on sealing every gap between the stacked logs. Using natural materials and traditional methods, he filled the gaps to insulate the interior from wind, moisture, and cold. This sealing process was crucial to ensuring the log house would remain warm and livable in icy conditions. The finished log house sits peacefully among the snow-covered trees. The roof glistens under the pale winter sky, and smoke gently curls from the chimney, evidence that the house is ready to withstand the months ahead. This final step reflects not only technical skill but also a deep understanding of nature, climate, and the quiet satisfaction of building a life with your own hands. Thank you so much for following and accompanying this memorable journey.